Did you miss us, folks? We had a little bit of things going on there. Hopefully we didn't scare anybody off. But we are, in fact, back, and we are live once again. You are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for you. Radio for hunters, by hunters, from hunters. I am your host. You all know me, Josh Kimmel. And with us tonight, unfortunately, the Dirt Bandit is preoccupied. Kenny Moore will not be with us tonight, but the ever-faithful, always on standby and reliable Mr. Beer Barrel, Chris Engel himself, is in the house tonight to set in with us. How's it going, Chris?
Pretty good, Josh. How you doing this evening?
All right. Hopefully, people are piling into the chat, and we will be able to present yet another wonderful and informative show. Always good to see that going on. Hopefully they are coming through. I'll try to pull up the chat here in a minute and see. Whoa, good grief. They're flying all over the place here. We got Joe Angel in the house, our friends from Treasure Hunters Supply. Always make sure and give them a shout out. I'm sure Bill Marsh is enjoying his new MineLab Go Find 40 that he won last week, courtesy of Treasure Hunter Supply and Joe Angel. We've got Swansea in the house.
Craig's in the house. Let's see who else. I'm like you. Yeah, Bill's here.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, hello,
yep,
Bill.
There he is. There's Bill. Says hello, all. So that's good. And we should have some new listeners tuning in, and some people that have followed the show for a while will actually be tuning in to listen to tonight live. So that'll always be a good thing to see. A couple of things to cover real quick. Kenny is, in fact, in Missouri. He's having a good time slinging dirt everywhere. The family was very happy to see him, and obviously Kenny and his family are very happy to be there. And it sounds like everything's going good. They're spending some good family time together. They're getting out. They're doing some hunting. Spending time with loved ones, tending with Krista and Lynette's mother, all of that. And the fundraiser went very well for them, and they are very, very appreciative. They even called the other day to say thanks and for the little minuscule part that I played in all of this, I guess, if you want to say I played a part. Which I just told him, said, well, shucks, it weren't nothing. I didn't really do anything. I just did what I could, when I could, where I could. It's everybody else that came out and showed support that really deserves the thanks for that. And speaking of support, we may have a new live listener tonight. For those that are on Facebook or the YouTube community, if you're on Facebook, check out NC Diggers Group. If you're on the YouTube community, drop in, check out the channels NC Digger, Sandy's Passions, Coins Unwrapped, Diggin' Freedom. You can find all the information on one of their channels. Coins Unwrapped has went through a very frustrating time. His mother has been hospitalized. Insurance companies are saying it's time to go. She's been forced out of the medical establishments and back to home, and they have been trying to raise money to help cover these expenses that are upcoming, and he really was at his wit's end. He didn't know where to turn. He put a plea out for help. And, in a sense, when you're in dire straits and you need a hand, it comes in many ways, shapes, and forms. And when he put out the call, the angels showed up. And they've been doing some great things. There is actually a YouTube community auction on NC Diggers' Facebook group page where people are donating items, they're bidding on items, and all of these proceeds completely go to help this cause. And, you know, you don't have to be a metal detectorist, don't have to be a coin roll hunter. You could just be someone who would like to help, or maybe you're looking for that unique gift for someone. Check it out. As far as I know, Tom's group, NC Diggers, metal detecting, coin hunting, or coin roll hunting and relic hunting, is a public group. You don't have to necessarily wait for approval to join. I know Swansea's in the house tonight. He joined today. So check it out, folks. And also, if you check the Beyond Sight and Sound group, there is now a pin post. Our friend Ryan Halabu is going through a little bit of a rough time. Check it out. If anybody is able to help or would like to help, hey, it's always appreciated. Tonight, though, moving on, Kenny is actually doing a relic show with Mocan Search and Recovery. So big shout out to them. And we're going to...
Even though Kenny's not here, he's still here with us in spirit, so...
Absolutely. And we're going to try to wrap everything up at a decent time, because tonight is in fact a double shot. After Beyond Sight and Sound goes off air, Detect America will drop in with their WNL. Last night they were unable to go on with it due to certain scheduling or whatever, so we're going at it tonight. People get the best of both shows. They get tonight with Beyond Sight and Sound, and then after the show goes off, they get Detect America's WNL on live stream. So be sure and check that out. I'm sure Frank has dropped promos. Should be a good time. But tonight, what do you think about coils? More specifically, coils that are aftermarket. Coiltek. Coiltek Coils. They make some interesting coils, some good performing coils. I've used a couple of them myself. And tonight's guest is actually Trevor Ferraresso. Ferraresso.
We did that so good in rehearsal. Right?
I know.
Did that so good in
From
rehearsal.
Coiltek.
How you going, everyone?
I got a little tongue-tied there.
That's all right. Stage fright, is it? Come on, you're meant to be the professional.
But yeah, man, we're crossing time zones, we're crossing continents, and man, it's just hard to keep up with all the new things we're learning here. It is actually tomorrow morning to us for Trevor, because it is in fact Thursday morning in Australia, and where we're rolling into summer in Australia, they're rolling into winter.
Good morning, Trevor.
Morning. How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Sir.
It's certainly a wild concept to grasp if you haven't really thought of it before. I mean, we were talking about flying over and back, and when I fly over, I gain a day, and when I fly back, I completely lose a whole day. So, you know, if anyone's done that trip before as well, they'd know what I mean when you actually, have to recover after a couple of days of understanding you've lost that complete day. But usually I'm okay with it because I knew that day was going to be a really bad one anyway. So to actually lose it is a good thing.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, that's just to come over to the States, I guess there's no jet lag, and that would be kind of like having a big energy drink or something. But
Correct.
to go back, I don't know. That's got to be a little tough. I mean, I guess you don't necessarily look forward to it in a sense, losing time.
Yeah, I sort of get off quite starry-eyed off the plane. And you're exactly right. Flying over's not too bad. Usually I'm okay in the afternoon or the evening when I get there because, you're full of adrenaline. You're going, wow, I'm in the US, here we go, ready to go. And every time I've been over there, it's been literally a 5-day on the ground, 5 or 6 day on the ground trip because it's just been business, hasn't been leisure at this point. So, certainly, you get over there, you're all wired, ready to go, and then once you've finished everything and you're jumping on the big plane to come back, you're quite zonked. That's an Aussie word. I don't know if you guys use that, but you're quite tired, quite flat, and then you lose that day. So
yeah, just
that's good.
Really, really drained.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, so you're probably having a cup of coffee this morning for yourself.
Yeah, had a couple already. So always got to have a Kickstarter in the morning, that's for sure.
Right. Yes.
But the guys are busy out there working at the moment. So we've got a staff of 6 people here, plus a few in the admin side. So they're all quite proud of what they do. The technicians out the back. It's a very hands-on job making coils. There's not a lot of automation in it. So we got to calibrate by hand, pour epoxies by hand, prepare everything up, winding the coils. We've just got some couple of new winders which are automated, but they don't do all the products because they're good for the smaller products. But the large coils, like we have a 22-inch coil and even a 40 by 20 coil to suit the GPXs. It's a big drag coil. Those ones are all handmade. So yeah, they take a few days to make, but the guys out the back do a fantastic job. So I just want to do a quick shout out to our team out the back. They're certainly massive part of keeping the quality high and the products coming through.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I guess then obviously it is a very much hands-on operation.
Yeah, absolutely. We buy all the raw materials in, and everything's manufactured here in Adelaide, South Australia. So, we have a bit of a process line coming through, but all our staff are quite multi-skilled, so they can wind the coils, they can wire up coils, they can calibrate, they can bring them through, and right through to the point where we make the boxes and sticker them up and give them a kiss goodbye, and away they go. So.
And I tell you, that impresses me what you said, too, about hand making them and the calibration. I think that personal touch adds so much more to a product. And it's not machine-made, mass-produced. It's actually made by that person, and he takes pride in his work.
Oh, absolutely. And I can, 9 times out of 10, we print any finds that people send in to us. So we have a lot of people sharing finds on Facebook, even emailing us direct, which they can do through our website, and basically, showing what they've found with the product, and certainly, we're very appreciative of that and love seeing those finds. But we usually print them off and stick them up on our fridge or out the back, or we've got a little electronic photo frame that flips over all the photos, so we put them on there as well. And the staff actually, start bickering between each other, saying, "I made that coil," especially when a nice coin or a good nugget come on. They all go, "That was my coil. I made that. I wound that, and I wired that up." And they're proud of that. That's their gold. That's their top coin. A lot of them don't get a lot of time to go and hunt because I've got them under lock and key and they stay here 24/7. No, not really, but they certainly they enjoy people's finds. So I certainly encourage people to share them. We don't need to know where you found them or who you are or whatever. We certainly appreciate that people being quite anonymous in those circumstances. But send them on in. We love seeing them.
Right, and that's very cool that not only are the employees, quite proud and take pride in the products that they make, but Coiltek as a company is also proud to kind of showcase or show off the finds that people are making with their products.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's a good thing, I mean, that's the reward that we get. It's a sense of achievement. With anything you do, you got to have some sort of reward or achievement at the end. And now, our company policies is about enjoying what you do and getting some reward. So at the end of the day, you go home and you feel like you've achieved. So showing them the results of what the coils are doing on the product. On the MindLab products out there is certainly a great way to give them a little bit of a boost and keep out of what they do.
Fruits of the labor, so to speak, helps increase morale in a sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So that all hand done. Some of our coils actually take 5 days to make. So and that's not because of every moment of every day the hands are on it. It's pretty much epoxy drying time, calibration time. We shield them as well, so that takes sometimes 24 hours to cure, depending on the weather as well. Especially now we're in winter, it takes a little bit longer. So we can do up to a certain point on a product, and then it sits there and while it's drying overnight, and then the next day we can move on with it. So some of our products can take up to 5 days to manufacture.
Wow. Well, it goes to show, though, you guys are putting time and effort into the coils that you're making, and quality control must be fairly good, because I cannot think of many stories that I've heard of coils going bad or anything.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's great. It's good to hear. I mean, they're an electronic piece of equipment attached to another electronic piece of equipment. So we all know sometimes you go and buy TVs or VCRs or Blu-ray players, I should say now, because the VCRs aren't around as much. But we all know that things can creep in and sometimes things happen, and we get that as well. But, we're very low on our percentage rate of returns. And, exactly, the guys all know here that if they see any weird things or if they're not sure it's right and it's not consistent with our test procedures, they put it aside and everything's, rechecked by a quality person here who's responsible for it. So people who sign their name off on that sheet, once the coil comes through, they're the responsible party. So no one wants to be, picked on down the track saying, well, how come that was let through? So we do have quite a stringent quality procedure, but, no one wants to be responsible for a product that slips through unseen or not at, the quality that we expect.
Right, they don't want you kind of coming down the line saying, hey, this coil got out and it was bad, and it was one you made.
Yeah, well, that's sort of it. Yeah, I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that I'm a Nazi, but, certainly we've got to make sure that, everything's 100%. I mean, I'm the same with me. When I go and buy a product out of a box, I want it shiny and new, and I want to plug it in and make sure it works properly. So, that's the way that we think as well, because we're consumers of other products too. So, certainly when it goes out of here, it's got to be 100%. And if it's not, we fix it up quick. We try and fix it up as quickly as we can, as any company would. So, it's good fun.
And it looked like we even had Kenny trying to call in, but he dropped out there at the last moment. Hold on a second. Maybe we've got him now. Yes, are you with us, Kenny?
I am here, brother.
Hello,
All
Brother
right.
Kenny.
Hey,
Well,
man, just wanted to call in and tell you I'm sorry I missed you, but I'm on a mission up here, and we just got done digging. I just got to the Mocan Search and Recovery Club here, if I can do a relic show and do a little teaching on this dais, man. But I wanted to call in and welcome you to the show.
all right.
How you going, Kenny? Good to hear your voice.
Good. Yeah, it's hard for me to hear. We're down in a basement, actually, in the bank. But
Right.
we got some great listeners here, man. So Josh just wanted to call in and welcome him to the show, and I'll have some video posted shortly. And you guys have a good night.
All right.
Take care,
Thanks
brother
for
Kenny.
the call, Kenny.
All right, Chris. I'll talk to you later, brother.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, man.
All right. And we know the phone lines are working, so if anybody else would like to call in with comments or questions for Trevor, 419-549-5744. We'll keep the lines open the duration of the show if anybody wants to call in with anything.
There's one that I see on the comments section on the website where someone asked if Coiltek coils are only for Minelab. At this stage, yes, it is. We do have some things in the works for some other brands, but we'll release that info a little bit later. So we are working on other brands and like collaborating with other brands to release some product through the Coiltek brand as well. So
good. That could be big
awesome
news for Coiltek.
Yeah, absolutely. We're very excited by it. So we're working on things, a bit of engineering going on and research at the moment, and we've had obviously we've got a new product out as well, which does suit the Minelab GPXs for all the gold hunters out there that the GPX users. So a new 14-inch mono, which is working quite well at the moment. So that's kept us quite busy. So yeah, there's certainly lots of things going on here, that's for sure, and some new products that we're working on at the moment.
Yeah, I know you've been very, very busy as of late, rolling out the new product lines and stuff like that. It's been keeping you very busy. 3465, you're on the air.
Hey, Kenny, how are you?
Sorry, 3485. How's it going? Who do we have?
Yeah, you got Stryker?
Oh,
Hey, Stryker. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Striker, how you doing?
Good. Hey, I'd like to ask your guest, I'm just curious, right now, I don't know if he covered that or whatever, or maybe I missed it. I know most of the coils, or all the coils right now are just for Minelab. Are they going to be coming out for, Garrett, White's, Fisher, any other detector that those coils might work on?
Yeah, sure. Good question. I'll certainly say that yes, we are looking at other brands. What I will say is that it's the First Texas brands, so we're looking at those ones at this point in time. I do also know that some of our gold coils that suit the Minelab machines also work on the White's TDI. So our smaller coils, the TDI and the Minelabs are very similar, very close in pulse induction technology.
Correct.
So the TDI, if anyone's got one of those, our 6-inch mono, 14-inch, 14 by 9 mono, 10 by 5 coil mono, those smaller coils, we sell quite a few of them here in Australia through the White's dealer. We don't sell a lot in the US because I'm not sure if it's known that much, but
I was going to say, maybe the White's users over here don't realize that that's an option yet.
Yeah, and it's not something that we actually publicise. I am in the process of putting something together for a bit of a release on that because, look, we want to, get people using our product in other brands too. So, like I said, the First Texas brand is something that we're very excited about. That's not too far away, and certainly right now at this present time, the White's TDIs will use some of our coils for the GPX series. That it's a bit of an overlap there, but. Yeah, great question.
Thank you. And just one more, if you got a second. Any plans of maybe coming out with a Coiltek brand Pro Pointer?
Oh,
not
nice.
At this stage. Yeah, that would be good. Not at this stage because there's just so many pinpointers on the market at this point in time. If we do release something, obviously it's got to be bigger and better, and not just something that'll be pretty standard. So we are that's a real competitive market in that sense. But, we never say never. We do a lot of our own engineering and work on things ourselves. So I think at this point in time, we haven't got any direct plans, but it's not to say it's off the table.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and I appreciate the time.
Yeah, no problems. Anytime.
Thanks for the call.
Thanks for calling, Craig.
4781, you're on the air. Who do we have?
Yeah, hi. Hi, this is Chuck from Florida.
How's it going, Chuck?
Chuck, how you doing?
I have a question about these coils. I just happened to get a Excalibur 2 delivered today at home here, and I was wondering how your coil would benefit the Excalibur 2. I mean, what is it deeper, more sensitive to smaller targets, or how would that help that machine?
Yeah, great question. Excellent machine, the Excalibur. So congrats on your purchase there. I'm certainly a big fan of those units. We make a 15-inch coil to suit the Excalibur series. That needs to be retrofitted or cut and shut, we call it, onto the machine because obviously it's hardwired. So firstly, about the coil's 15 inches, which is I think you've got a 10-inch one on your coil on your machine. Is that correct?
Yes, 10-inch.
10-inch, yeah. So the 15-inch size will give you more depth and coverage. Sensitivity is for smaller coils. So when you go smaller with a coil, you increase sensitivity, but you lose depth. When you go bigger with a coil, you increase depth, but lose a bit of sensitivity. That's because the magnetic field's a little bit broader and wider. So you end up, some coils can have a bit of best of both worlds. The 10-inch is quite good on depth, but won't see the same depth as what a 15-inch would, but it has better sensitivity. So the 15-inch coil primarily will be if you want to dig a bit deeper and cover ground quicker. It still has good sensitivity. There's certainly probably 90% of targets that your 10-inch will see, the 15 will as well, but it's just going to be the 5 to 10% worth of targets that are quite small, like little ear studs, things like that the 15-inch might miss just because it doesn't have that signal response from the target and the receivability on the coil. But yeah, look, really good option. What I do need to flag is that if you've just bought the detector brand new and it's got I believe it's a 6-month warranty, if you've bought them brand new, we don't recommend doing it straight off the bat because only because we're conscious of the warranty period and any modifications to a Minelab product voids warranty. So we certainly encourage people to use it for the 6-month, learn the machine, enjoy the machine, make sure there's no problems in the water with the machine, etc., so they can get the warranty covered. And then after the machine expires from the warranty period, that's when we certainly encourage people that are interested to get the modification done, and then you can swap between coils too, because with our modification allows that you can swap between the two coils because you add a plug to the other one. So hopefully that gives you some insight on what the product does.
Okay, yeah, I know I'm going to have a learning curve with this machine until I learn all the tones and everything. But that's something for me to keep in mind in the future.
And there are some good discs out there to help learn those tones.
I had a guy email me today and tell me there's a disc out there that you can listen to that trains your ear to listen for the different tones. So, All right, guys. Well, good show. I thank you for your information.
Thanks for calling in, Chuck.
Thanks for the call.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Chuck. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Well, sounds like we've got a new Excalibur listener tuning in tonight. And
That's
I've heard some good things with them Coiltek coils on the Excals.
Yeah, we actually got quite a bit of a demand spike at the moment for all of those coils on the Excaliburs. People that enjoy that water hunting. So that's certainly we're in a little bit of demand at the moment. So we're busy making those ready to send over, and our primary market for that is the US for sure, because here in Australia you get out in the water too deep and you get eaten by a great white shark. So we don't
want that.
So our primary market for those Excalibur coils are in the US. Yeah.
Right. That could definitely end your detecting day on a bad note.
Bad note, yeah. Well, I've never heard of anyone getting taken by a shark while detecting at this stage. So if anyone has heard of that, certainly it's very sad and bad news. No one wants that to happen. But look, we are in their environment, so the thing that springs to my mind is, does the detector's output, affect the sharks? I mean, is there
maybe it kind of keeps them at bay, so to speak.
Yeah, because there is an Australian company who makes a shark guard, which divers put on them, and it's basically emits a signal that the sharks don't like, and it keeps away. So as long as your batteries are charged, you're pretty safe.
Right. That's a good possibility. Maybe some of the frequencies that MindLab uses is close to what sharks may not agree with.
Yeah, absolutely. I've often thought it, but never really thought about it too much. Doesn't keep me up at night, put it that way.
Right.
Mm.
And it wasn't not that long ago that Coiltek released the 10x5 for the CTX users. I've heard many, many good things about them. I actually included a link to the YouTube video of the 10x5 coil promo in the Facebook event page. Very nicely done. There were a number of great hunters on there. Leighton Harrington was in it, Steve Zazulik. Whose idea was it to produce the video that way, with kind of tossing the coil around the world?
Thanks, yeah. That actually was my idea, yeah. It was just something kooky that came out the brain one day, and thought, well, why not chuck it around the globe and show people that it is used widely, in different regions and different environments, whether it's hot, whether it's water, whether it's, coin hunting or beach hunting, relic hunting around ruins or out in the ploughed fields of the UK. So yeah, it was a bit of a concept I had to twist the marketing team on, which is, but we ended up getting it quite good, and a massive shout out to everyone that was on that video. That was fantastic. They all got the concept straight away. They all understood that it was a bit of a, quite a relaxed, just have a bit of fun with it almost, especially with Steve's bit. If everyone's sort of seen that, you can see what's in the background. So, he really, understood the concept too, and everyone did. And yeah, really fantastic, to have, those guys, helping us out in that video. So big shout out to them.
Oh yeah, I thought that was very well done, very catchy too. Really liked that aspect of kind of tossing it all around the globe. It really did show, to hear the hunters talk about it. It showed the versatility of the coil, because you had water hunters, you had field hunters, land hunters, coin shooters, jewelry hunters, just the gamut.
Yeah, absolutely. And the only thing that was scripted, that the instructions that we gave them was, catch the coil from your left, throw it out to your right, and try and get it mid-screen, and just say what you want about the Coiltek product. You just say your name, where you're at, and then you put your own twist on what you want to say, and keep it light-hearted, and if they want to throw some comedy in there, go for it. So
absolutely.
Yeah,
and,
it was just.
We are joined by Mr. Homefinder.
Hello, all. Hello, sir.
Hey, Homefinder, is it? How are you?
Homefinder has just recently found himself getting into a hobby that he may not have necessarily planned to, but we got together last weekend. It was a great time. I really enjoyed it, and I think he found that he's liking it.
It's good news.
Well, for crying out loud, you got me hooked. I found a nickel.
It's always that first find that hooks them, doesn't it?
We all remember our firsts.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, good on. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, we've got Trevor from Coiltek tonight.
Yes, I've been enjoying his English accent.
And I'm sure you've seen that too in the chat already, Trevor. There's a few people in there that really love that accent.
Yeah, it's the feeling's mutual. I mean, the American accent, we certainly, hearing something different is always intriguing for sure. So,
Yes.
thank you.
I actually, it's been a few years back now, but I actually got a call from someone at the home company of MineLab Australia, and that has been one of my most memorable phone calls for quite some time. There's just something about that accent.
Yeah, I get that a bit when I get over there too. Everyone says, "Oh, you can just keep talking if you want." It's like, well, you don't have to give me a second invitation for talking. That's for sure. I'll especially if it's if it's a topic I'm versed on. Don't ask me to talk about warthogs because I don't know anything about them. But certainly other stuff's no problems from there.
Right. Now, I'm assuming that you try, maybe things are quite hectic for you and stuff, but you try to get out and hunt yourself as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we I don't have a goldfield too close, although there is a goldfield reasonably close that I can take my gold stuff to. Coin shooting, you've got to park around the corner. I'll take new product out there and give it a run on the grass and just make sure it's responding, as far as the stock coil does. That's our benchmark, and then we try and improve from there. But yeah, I get out. I'm primarily a gold hunter. I here in Australia, most people are gold hunters. We're sort of opposite to you in the US, where most of you are coin shooters. There's more coin shooters than gold hunters. Where over here, it's the opposite way. We're mostly gold hunters. We have a lot of coin shooters, but not as many. But yeah, I get out. I've found a fair bit of gold and some coins and relics over the years for sure. I've been in the industry since '96, so which is where I worked with MineLab in the early days. I had 3 years working with MineLab in the early days until '99, and then came into Coiltek in '99 and basically been here ever since. Bought the company in 2007. The old owner wanted out. We wanted in and said, look, we can run with this a little bit more, and away we go.
So how long has Coiltek been around? Because I know they've been around a while.
They have, yeah. Coiltek in their very early years, I think it was late 80s, 87, 88. The early years, Coiltek was manufacturing coils for MineLab. So it wasn't independent then. It was actually just producing all the MineLab products. So the 8-inch coils for the old XTs, the 17,000s, the Gold Strikers, Musketeers, Tribunes, Sterlings, all those really old MineLab machines. Coiltek used to produce all of them and actually be just the coil makers wiring up. Then moved into the SD once the pulse induction came out. All the coils for those were made. So since the early 90s, late 80s, Coiltek's been around for.
Wow, and
that's a long time.
Yeah. They've kind of made a name for themselves from the get-go and continue to push the envelope in a sense.
Yes.
Thank you.
I had when I had my E-Track, I had that little 10x5, that Joey, and I'm gonna tell you, it was one superb coil. In fact, when I got it, I took that stock coil off, and I don't think I ever used that stock coil after that, because that little 10x5 was just such good separation and really good ground penetration on that E-Track. I mean, it nailed a lot of silver coins.
Oh, I know it's like that for the 10x5 on the CTX, and I know there's a lot of relic hunters that like that little Joey coil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's such a good size, that 10x5, in the double D configuration, especially for the coin shooters, because it's, you got 10 inches worth of coverage, good depth, but, with the narrowness of it, you're going to get great separation and pinpointing ability and the sensitivity tightened too. So, yeah, it's been one of our most popular sizes for all the products. We used to make them for the Sovereign, and we don't anymore. The Sovereign's discontinued, but we do E-Track, Explorers, the old Explorers, Safaris, Quattros. We make it for the CTX as well, and all the SD and GP machines. We make that one for. So, yeah, it's a very, very popular sized coil.
Right. And you also have the Treasure Seeker series for the E-Track.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we sort of rebranded that because it was the terracotta color in the early days. And we had a lot of people saying that they like black coils for the coin machines rather than the terracotta. So we, just for a bit of a point of difference and just rebranding, we've called all of our coils for the E-Track series the Treasure Seekers. And they are now in black. And we do a 10 by 5, a 12 by 8, and a 15 inch.
And
yeah, I had the terracotta one.
And the 6 inch, thank you. So, you got more memory on my product line than I have. Good work.
Well, I don't know about all that, but... and in recent times, you've even been playing around with the coil colors, I do believe. I think I heard something about a camouflage coil.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our latest release for the GPX series. It's called the 14-inch Mono Elite. And this Elite coil, I had a vision a little late last year when we were in testing saying, man, everyone loves camo in this industry, you know. Wouldn't it be great to have a camo coil? And I know the first Texas do a full detector with the F75. That one's fully camo dipped as well. And I thought, let's try and get it on the coil. Let's see what it's like. And it's actually worked a treat. So those coils, you know, not only are working really well in performance-wise, but have a camo look to them. So, you know, people are enjoying the both sides of the cosmetics and the performance.
Right, yeah, it's got a little new look to it, maybe a little catchy, plus you have that performance, that proven performance of Coiltek.
Well, Trevor, I'm excited about doing the first doing possible coils for that first Texas because I got a Technetics that I swear by, and it's my go-to machine. And to see possibly what calls you got coming out for that's going to be something to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. We're sort of quite excited by that, and you know we're excited that first Texas. We've had discussions with them, and they're excited as well. So we wanted to make sure that we work with the big companies to assist them and also assist us with their reach. So obviously with the CTX and the Xterra range that we release is collaborated with Minelab. So we work with them. We own, they own some of the IP, we own some of the IP, so it's mutually beneficial in that respect. But yeah, we're excited about this first Texas as well.
Nice, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like it will be very mutually beneficial for all parties involved.
Yeah, absolutely. We're quite big on that. We want everyone to, enjoy. I mean, we all know business can be tough at times, and that common saying, "There's no friends in business." But look, we do our business ethically, and we want to make sure everyone's beneficial in some respect. And certainly the main focus is performance for the customer. I mean, if you guys aren't out there enjoying the product, showing what you're finding on the product, and having some fun with the product, we don't have a business.
Yeah, because I guess in a sense it's those finds and the buzz being generated by the end users that propels the business.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, yeah, the first rule in business is making sure that you have customers. I mean, you don't have a business without it. So, if we can continually support the customer.
And I'll tell you what, speaking of Coiltek Coils and GPXs and stuff like that, we've got somebody on that's probably dying to chime in about it. Mr. Ringfinder, Denny Morrison.
Hi, guys. Hi, Trevor.
Hey, Denny.
Hey, Denny, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Hi, Kenny.
Oh, Kenny's not with us tonight, Denny.
Oh, okay. Well, I got on a little bit late and missed that.
Right. You're on with me, Chris Engel, Trevor from Coiltek, and Homefinder.
Well, hi, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Trevor, I got a question for you.
Sure.
How would the anti-interference coil... just a minute. I got to hang up. I got too many phones going on. Call you back, Eric. How will the anti-interference coil work around, what am I thinking of?
What, like an electric fence?
No, well, I know it works around electric fence. I've used it there. Solar panels.
All right. Well, that's a good one. I don't think I've ever heard of any problems coming from solar panels. They absorb the sun. I don't think they emit a field, but I could be wrong there. So that's a little bit of a grey area for me. So I couldn't say that they. I mean, the anti-interference, if there is any electronic interference coming from any device or anything like that, the anti-interference will have the ability to cancel it out. So the true test will be if you put on a mono or a double D in normal mode and go close to it to see if that is affected. If it is affected, then we know the solar panels are emitting something, and then the anti-interference should combat that.
Right.
Which I would think anyway that if it can combat the interference of an electric fence, a solar panel should generate on such a low level that if there's any interference at all, it's going to be minimal.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Josh. Yeah, right on.
I was just kind of wondering, I might be hunting a place like that, and I kind of wondered what it'd be like.
Yeah,
and
good question.
I bet the Joy down would probably be all right there.
Well, yeah, it should. What I do, Denny, is when you do get there, or start off with the Joey in normal mode, in double D, and start working with that. And if you start to get some interference, the closer you get to that panel area, you would start to see it increase further, and then you can actually understand if that's the source of the interference, and then switch to your anti-interference if that's what's going on.
Right, or maybe try to noise cancel, or even drop sensitivity a little bit.
Yeah,
all right,
right.
I got another one for you, Trevor.
I love these curveballs. That's great.
How about around shotgun shells? Would you use the Joy for that?
Yeah, for sure.
Rather than the bigger coil.
Yeah, if you're trying to get in and around and separate between the rubbish, certainly the Joey would be the best one. The broader the coil, the more targets it's going to have under its surface area, if you know what I mean. So if you've got a really big coil and you've got, targets in a row, then a wide coil will see all of those under one sweep, where a 10x5 can sort of pick in between them. So It's all about how many targets are under the magnetic field that are getting energized by that magnetic field. So the more that are getting seen by that magnetic field, the more responses that are going to come back to the detector, and that's when you're going to have lots of different noises. So
and if I remember right, isn't that Joey coil what found your last plate, Denny?
It did. That's a fact, Jack. I mean, Josh. Yes, it did. I mean, that Joy will smoke them out. And the nice thing, like a DIV, you can go in between all the little dig holes and pick out targets right beside them where they dug something out. You can dig. Well, and that's why I found the plate. And I actually found 2 bullets before that a guy had went over with a large coil on the GPX and had missed. Actually, I think he missed them because he was trying out that new orange Garrett Pro Point or whatever it is, and he couldn't figure out how to use it, and he missed them. I went back pointer and picked them up. But that Joy coil is a sweet little machine, or a sweet coil. Anybody that doesn't think that thing goes deep, just keep thinking that, boys.
That's right. Yeah. I've got a video sitting on the other system right now, waiting to upload in the next day or so. That's got, it's not a great find with the 10x5 for the CTX, but it does show that it's got excellent target separation, because I've been over and over and over that area.
Right.
I come through with the 10x5, and before I cut the plug, I'd have sworn and bet money I was digging a nickel, 12-13, 12-13 all day long.
Yeah.
But it was a little like a gold-plated rose pin.
I'll be darned. Well, I'll be looking forward to that video.
And people will be seeing more of that 10x5 in future videos when I get out and hit the water and a couple other spots this summer.
Well, when I go to DIV and I start using it, I'll take a video. I'll take a video of my anti-interference coil also. That I say I won off of Trevor.
You did. I remember that. That was, yeah.
And as a matter of fact, now that you bring it up, the 6-inch Treasure Seeker coil, I know about it being in the product line because I also won it from Trevor.
There you go.
There you go. That's awesome.
Excellent.
I hear you got other callers calling in, or?
Oh, well, we may have them, but we make room for everybody. We've still got Home Finder in here. So,
how you doing, Home Finder?
Well, maybe not.
Uh-oh. Maybe he's still in here.
He's out looking for a home, maybe.
He could be. He could be, but Home Finder is in here. I got together with him last weekend. He got Kenny's AT Pro that was signed all set up, and we went out and he tried his hand at dirt digging.
Well, good for him. How'd he do with that machine?
Actually,
I found a nickel.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hey, I'll tell you though, for people who have never tried their hand at the hobby and just go out and try to dig, he was a trooper. He hung in there. We dug, I couldn't even tell you how many countless pieces of foils and can slaw, and he was determined. He kept it up. He found his, it was a nickel. I'm not even sure now, 5, maybe 6 inches deep, but he had found it on his own.
Good.
Well, good deal.
And
Right.
that was kind of all it took for him. He's like, gee, thanks. Like I needed another hobby. Now I'm hooked on this too. I had to go home and order him a carrot.
There you go. You know, Josh, you ought to have a talk show on just digging trash, of all the trash we've dug all the years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because, you know, we all do it. It's not a deep, dark, hidden secret. We know we're all doing it. But the people who are making the finds
They're digging
are
the trash.
willing to dig the trash. Because to get the good stuff, you got to be willing to dig the bad. You dig 4, 5, 6, 7 pull tabs and then go, oh, I'm not digging another pull tab. Well, you may have just missed that gold ring.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially a ladies' ring. They sound just like a pull tab.
Absolutely. That diamond and opal engagement ring that I found last year in July, it sounded very close to a pull tab, but you got to know your sounds.
Yeah.
And you could tell it was just a little different. And when I looked at my numbers, the numbers were a little different.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we'll dig it. We'll see what we've got. 10 carat, diamond and opal.
Well, you know, if you ever hunt in the water, AT Pro, one of them's going to tell you what it is. I have a Tesoro Tiger Shark I use, and you just dig everything. And I don't care what it is, you dig it all. So if you're going to dig it all in the water, why not dig it all on the land?
Yeah, they're good on fine gold. And actually, there's a lady from Home Finder's neck of the woods that runs a Tesoro.
Good lady.
Yeah, returned to class ring a few years ago.
That, you know, there's a lady there close to you, Josh, that uses Tesoro Tiger Shark.
That's who I'm talking about.
Does it start with a C?
Yep.
Yep. She's in our metal detecting club, the Black Swamp Metal Detecting Club.
Yes, sir. She's closer to Home Finder than I am.
Oh, okay. I just talked to her tonight.
Oh. Well then.
Yep.
Hey, Josh,
Yes.
if you want to have a show, do a show on talking trash, maybe we ought to wait until after you and I hunt that one property I was telling you about.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. That might be a good one to do that at then, to show what trash you can find on occupied areas, but what good things you can find too if you're persistent.
Well, you know, I mean, it was a house of ill repute.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, I could do one like that too when I get back from DIV, because there's supposed to be a lot of shotgun shells where we're going to hunt.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Some people say they're junk, but I like digging them shotgun shells. They ring up close to Indians, and you can really help date a site by it.
Yeah, and there's some old shotgun shells. You're right, Josh. You can actually date the site by the shotgun shells.
That's right. Absolutely. Trevor, is there, we kind of got off topic a little bit there, but is there any a very near coming items in the Coiltek line that you can happen to drop a little bug in our ear for?
Yeah, we mentioned about the first Texas gear. We are looking at a new CTX coil as well, so there will be something hopefully in the next period, which I say loosely could be, I'm not going to say it's next month, but certainly it'll be, we're hoping sometime in 2015 to have a new product out for the CTX.
So sometime in the near future then.
Yeah, that's right. So we've certainly got a brand new design, so we're working on that at the moment, so it's in tooling. So once that design comes through, that'll be something that we'll be looking at releasing a CTX coil in. So yeah, quite excited by that. We'll release a little bit more info about that, as it comes to fruition. Once we get closer to prototyping and engineering and testing, then we can start to ramp up a little bit more info. But yeah, watch that space. The CTX guys will certainly enjoy this size, that's for sure.
Well, and I'm one of those CTX guys. I like my Mine Labs. Yeah. And I'm sure that if something like this does come to the front, we will certainly most likely see something about it on the Coiltek website, the Coiltek YouTube, or even the Coiltek Facebook page.
Yeah, absolutely. That's our main focus on information out there is through the Facebook page, because obviously it's live and direct and very immediate. We get out to a lot of people. We've got over 67,000 likes now, so we like everyone back, that's for sure, where we can. But we're certainly put a lot of information up there. We encourage people to chuck their finds up there. Also on the website, coiltek.com.au. We certainly put a lot of information up there where we can. We also have a latest discoveries competition, which is a bit like Mine Labs Find of the Month, where we encourage people to send in their Coiltek finds, what they've found with their Coiltek product. And at the moment, we've got prizes once a month of a brand new coil. So there's 4 different coils that people can win if they're chosen to be the find of the month, latest discovery of the month. So you can head to our website. There's a page on our website, which is the latest discoveries page, and that's where they can enter through there. At the moment, we have a selection of 4 different coils that people can choose, because we do understand if we only give away one coil, it might not be for a certain user. But we have a 10x5 CTX as a prize, a 14x9 Blitz mono for the GPXs as a prize. We have an Xterra 15-inch of any frequency as a prize, and a 15-inch Treasure Seeker for the E-Tracks as a prize. So people can enter their stories through the website. If they're chosen to be the winner, they get a choice of any one of those products. So
that's some awesome coils.
Yes, it is. That's very cool. I did not realize that.
Yeah, we sort of put it out there, but I thought I'd give it a bit of a plug here, because we get a few entries, but I reckon there'd be a lot more if people understood the prizes, and really it's it's about sharing their finds, sharing their experiences, and having a bit of fun with it. So they can go on to the latest discoveries page on our website and have a look, read a bit more about what it's all about, and then submit their story.
Yeah, absolutely. The more the merrier, obviously. The more fun it is, the more stories you get to read.
Absolutely, yeah. We've had people from like Europe post latest discovery info. Recently, this month so far, I think we've got 2 from the UK. So, if people are interested, certainly get on there and write a bit of a spiel about what they found, and like we said, we don't need to know names, or you can be anonymous if you want, or location anonymous, somewhere out there you can say, rather than specifics. But certainly it's a way that we can give back as well to people that are sharing their stories with us.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to have to check that out myself.
Yeah, well, that, never know. I mean, it's judged by our staff, so we actually print the stories and put it out on our lunch table, and all the staff read it and put their mark on which one they think is the best story and what they enjoyed, and with the photos, and basically it's judged by the team here. So,
very nice. So it is being reviewed by Coiltek, and not only is it being reviewed by Coiltek, it's being voted on by the people who built the coils.
Correct.
That is nice. Very nice touch.
Very nice.
Cool. Thank you.
I like that. Definitely. And we know that we've got Detect America wanting to do their WNL. We certainly don't want to step on their toes, but very quickly, I would like to voice my appreciation for you taking the time to be on with us, Trevor, and give you the opportunity to let people know where they can find more information about Coiltek.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Certainly love the Detect America show as well, so good luck for that show, guys. We'll listen in. And for you guys, for Beyond Sight and Sound, certainly keen to come back on at another time when you've got a free spot for me, and we'll talk a bit more. So thank you very much.
Oh, well,
thank you, Trevor, for being on. It was awesome talking to you.
And where can they find more information on Coiltek?
You can go to our website, coiltek.com.au. We have a contact us page there as well, where you can send me an email and I'll respond. I am trying to get a few more videos up on YouTube, so find Coiltek through YouTube, Facebook, we Instagram as well. So we try and be as social as possible. And usually it comes either from myself or one of the team members here. But yeah, you can find us through those avenues there for sure. We're very contactable, so please reach out if you want.
Oh, yeah. And by all means, like we mentioned earlier in the show, they've got a great promo on the 10x5 for the CTX on their YouTube channel. And they also do a little series called the Coiltek Tech Tip.
Yes, that's right. Tech Tips. Yeah, Coiltek Tips. Yeah, it's a bit of a play of words. But yes, I try and add stuff there every month where I can. But basically, it's a tip from people that contact us through the website, ask a question that I think is relevant for others, and so I'll do a little short video on, the benefits or how to use or what's going to work where, basically anything like that. So check them out, and hopefully they help.
Awesome. Definitely a good time, good show, and a very absolute pleasure speaking with you, sir.
Yes. Very gentlemen.
And that was Trevor Ferraresso, I think.
Yeah, nearly Ferraresso. Yeah, that's right.
Ferraresso.
Trevor from Coiltek.
I'm going to get that down one of these times. The Italian Australian. I mean, it's a bit much to wrap my head around tonight, I guess.
Thanks a lot, gentlemen. It's been fantastic. Thank you. It's been great.
Take care, Trevor.
You too.
And for everyone else that's been listening in, obviously, if you enjoyed the show, please, by all means, rate the channel. And on a bit of a serious note, Coins Unwrapped, we mentioned him at the beginning of the show. Check out his channel. You can see where his mother Bonnie comes home. Keep him and his family in your thoughts and prayers. NC Digger. Keep him in your thoughts. Check out his group. They're doing the YouTube community auction to help and raise funds for Coins Unwrapped. And it is for a good cause. For the members of the Beyond Sight and Sound domain, they've already gotten the advance notice. Next week's guest, Delaware Digger. Tune in and find out how a hardcore gamer turns to hardcore hunting. Could be interesting. You just never know what's going to happen around here. And you never know where the next giveaway may come from, what direction it comes from, or what. So make sure you're registered on the domain. It could pop up on the domain. It could pop up on the Facebook group. It could pop up on the show. Who knows? It's hard to keep track of everything, especially when normally your co-host is a certifiable dirt bandit. Man, you talk about a guy that's hard to contain. That guy is unleashed everywhere. No bullets are safe if he's in the vicinity. But for everyone else, thanks for tuning in. Those on the panel, hang in if you'd like. Folks, Detect America WNL is coming up. Like, rate the channel. Check Detect America out on live stream. We've got a roll. Tune in next week, and we will see what happens. We'll see you, folks.
Take care, everyone.